All right. This is the end of the one I just did before this video, Peter. Let's see, mark it here so I can show you the title, so you know we're at in the same book. Holy Megillah, Nazarean Bible of the Essene Way, the Holy Godspell of the New Testament, chapter 41. This is where Peter leads the first schism against the Lord and the lady. The first part was pretty intense. I, I, I don't want to make it too long, so I'm not going to give a summary, but I want you guys to go back and watch the video before this one so you could see where Peter did not walk on water. And he tried to like put Yahshua and Miriam out there because he was listening at their tent in the night, and he said they were having sex. And so, Yahshua said, yes, we was, because that was his eternal wife. So you might want to go back and watch that so you could get Jesus' words on him and Miriam's relationship from his mouth. All right, so here we are after that. When Yahshua, it says, as he often did unshamedly before others, kissed Miriam on the lips. Then Peter shouted to the assembled encampment, any of you who choose to follow me and walk out of this congregation of ungodliness, do so now. For God now appoints me as the successor to both Yahshua and John, for they have fallen, and I am the next true prophet. Their teachings included truths that applied to all people, but their Nazarean beliefs got in the way of most people accepting those truths. This is where I come in. This is Peter talking. I will take their doctrine, throw out that which is too contrary to the Torah, and improve both the Nasarean and Ebionite religions. But I am not the one who will fulfill the Ebionite scriptures that declared that the Christ will be crucified, and a spear thrust through his side, and his robe divided amongst the crucifiers. No, I am the successor to that Messiah. I will be his apostle to the Aaronites, and will be the and he will be the crucified lamb. He receives the supreme glory of being the crucified lamb of the scriptures, and I am his authorized successor. And my throne will be in Rome, for I am the one who will keep the peace between Rome and this land. And I, this is Peter still talking, will preach that Christ was crucified for the sins of the people, and I will be hailed as the foundation stone. I will be the interpreter of the crucified Christ and will establish a universal church. That's Catholic, universal, in his name. And I, this is still Peter, will be its head. And that is according to the voice of God that came to me from a dark cloud within my dream. As to his Nazarene followers who do not accept that I, this is Peter, now sit in his chair, Yahshua's chair, they will remain what they currently are, a persecuted minority sect that amounts to next to nothing. And the prophet that I have just uttered, and the prophecy that I have just uttered is the word of God. Peter again shouted to the assembly of John, saying, I am Yacob, the successor. Hear my words. For lo, I now know how to be spellbinding like Yahshua and John. For I met a prophet, Aaron, in my dream, and he gave me the keys to his system of magic. And I now bind you in my spell, but my spell leaves you free to choose in one regard. You may freely leave with me now while I grant that freedom, or you may rally around the one still standing after the crucifixion. And that my God revealed to me will be me. Peter then stormed out of the encampment. One man followed. His name was Andrew, and he became the first disciple of Peter, the Ebionite. Peter now called himself Yacob. All righty, that was the end. This footnote is in the other video, and I'll put it in this one too. Since we're at chapter 42, the Lord and the lady instruct John's remnant. Let's talk about John the Baptist. but it still talks about Peter right here. So I'm going to read a little bit more. After the departure of Peter, Yahshua and Miriam spoke to the assembly at the encampment of John the Baptist for the rest of that day. After Miriam spoke, a disciple of John asked her, "Priestess, Peter claims that he channeled Moses. He said that Moses condemns the Nazarene practice of permitting women in the priesthood. Peter also claims to channel messages from other biblical figures such as Isaiah and Elijah. In Bethany, I met another man who claims to channel Moses, and while in Jerusalem, I met another man who claims to channel Moses. The problem is this: each supposed Moses sayings, uh, each supposed Moses' sayings things Moses says things that are not compatible with the other two. I'm going to read that again. Sorry. The problem is this: each supposed Moses says things that are not compatible with the other two. All three of these channelers present Moses within an Aaronite context, but they all attribute very different words to him. Is channeling valid? And if so, why the discrepancies? Miriam replied, I do not condone channeling. For lo, just because a spirit is disembodied does not make him honest. Behold, many disembodied spirits pose as famous figures in order to advance their own opinions, and those opinions are often very faulty. But most channelers are not even channeling a spirit at all. Many are simply accessing a deeper level of their own mind, and that is why the information they channel typically matches their own personal beliefs. Some perhaps most are simply lying. This is not to say that there are not true channelers. But the Nasarean tradition forbids channeling because it is dangerous. It is a dangerous and unreliable practice. Even if you are one of the true channelers, by practicing that dangerous and unreliable art, you are condoning the practice and are responsible for the mishaps of others who follow your example. Truly, I have seen many people seriously harmed by channeling, some being demonically possessed. Wherefore I say, be not a channeler, lest you lead others astray. Yahshua said, the co-ministry of the Lord and the Lady is first to the Nasarean nation of Yisrael, then to Yisrael. Okay, Yahshua said the co-ministry of the Lord and the Lady is first to the Nasarean nation of Yisrael, then to Yisrael. While we minister unto Yesariel, John will take those of you who choose to study the Nasarean teachings to the encampment above Engedi, which is where he was trained. That community is not too long a walk from Halajah Ford. At the dawn of the next morning, that walk will begin. I'm not going to keep going because this is chapter 42, and it's probably pretty long. Oh no, I probably could have threw that all the way in there. Well, it's already at 9 minutes. But that was just the finishing up of them talking about Peter. All right, so I'm gonna end it. I want to thank everybody for coming along on this fantastic voyage. And like I said in the end of the last video, really try to find this book because it is a beautiful story regardless. And if you keep finding more biblical texts, none of them are gonna read alike. But there's information in them all. And there's hidden keys in all of them as well. So yeah, keep on studying. And I'll be back when I can, guys. It's spring now, so this is my time to be outdoors. But thanks for watching, and I'll be back. Stay easy
squeeze no makes no riot. Man said chase the devil.